My favorite moment is us sort of like low key just having an excuse to talk about hot older women in video games every episode, and that just becoming our fucking running joke is us doing the
was the
Tex
start.
Avery eyes for every visibly over 30 Japanese like media woman.
The crumbs, God, the crumbs.
Jorge,
Yeah.
I have a very important request for you.
Shoot.
Okay, go to your browser and type
Okay.
in the following for me.
Okay.
Monkeyball one word dash online dot pages dot dev.
I think I typed it wrong. It's not appearing.
Or I could just give you the link like a non-psychopath.
Monkey ball. Yeah, why did you just do that?
Because it's more
Super
fun when
Monkey
it's a
Ball one.
surprise.
Control.
All right, turn the
touch-
volume
what
down
is
to like
this?
10% and hit start.
What is this?
Someone ported monkey. Well, it's Super Ball.
What?
There's no
This
monkeys.
is amazing.
I know.
Wait, where's the monkey?
It's legally distinct Super Ball.
Oh my god, this is so cool. What?
I know.
And you can play this with friends?
I don't know. I just saw it.
This is great, but there's no monkey.
It's just the ball.
I know, and it's cool that they did this, but also half the reason I play Monkey Ball is for the cute little monkey in it.
That's fair. Listen.
It's literally in the name.
Okay, I gotta stop playing before. I gotta stop.
Were you playing? I knew if I.
Yeah, I was
if I
on like
kept
level
going-
3.
I made it to level 2, and I was like, no, I'm just not gonna stop if I keep doing this.
Okay, well, I'm gonna change my recommendation. Holy shit.
All right.
I think my favorite thing about Monkey Ball by a wide margin is just the ready, go.
Ready? Start.
Super Monkey Ball especially. I have the GameCube version. I don't. Is that one an arcade perfect port? It's so good. It's a really good version.
It's a perfect game, I'll tell you that.
Have you played the new one?
No, was it Banana Rumble?
Yeah, that one's actually good. I recommend it.
Oh, that's good.
I'm pretty
No,
sure I
haven't played
did
the new one.
recommended one episode for
Probably.
For Brainlords.
Well, that one's come up before because we talked about how like the dole didn't interrupt anything. It did not feel like a sellout to just have a sticker on a banana. It indicated that one could buy dole if they so chose.
Yeah, and dole bananas are everywhere, so it kind of felt ubiquitous anyway.
Yeah, they kept the dole. Well, I can't quite read. You know, it says dole on there, so they took the monkeys out, but dole's fine.
Dole's not gonna come after them.
Listen, this is the only thing that's gotten me to utter the word dole in the past year. So
you don't say the word dole out? You don't use that term?
that's true. But I'm not referring to the banana, so that's completely different. Anyways, welcome to Brainlords, Video Games of the Mind, a panel discussion between artists and the art they love. I'm your host, Kyle. I go by Cute Monster Props, and I'm an SFX artist from the video games industry. I work at Volbin Props, making trophies for major esports tournaments, as well as life-size items, weapons, and characters from your favorite games. With me, as always, is my co-host, Jorge. Please tell us about yourself.
Hey, how you doing? Guess what, Kyle?
What?
I actually wrote my intro this time.
Mhm.
I am Jorge, part-time co-host and full-time illustrator, graphic designer. I am currently working with my friends at Fangamer, making video game merchandise and publishing your favorite indie games. We just launched, and this is the part where I go to new and featured on the Fangamer website. And yeah, I see right here, Apes in the Net, the vinyl. I did not work on that one. I'm just shouting it out because it's really cool that we have that.
You do the 2 monkey-based recommendations already.
I mean, you put a monkey in a game and I'm in. I am there. Okay. I'll even play the shitty King Kong game.
There's the 2006 Peter Jackson one is pretty cool.
Really? Those are words I've never heard in my life.
It's weird, but it's neat.
I'll check. Wait, what was that on like PS2?
It was a lot like Xbox original, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. All right. Well, maybe I will try it out. Kyle, I'm very excited for today's episode.
Yes. Why don't I just roll us straight in like a monkeyless ball? Today's topic is... Brainlords, Year 1.
Yeah! Happy birthday, Brain
Happy
Lord!
birthday! Happy birthday, Brain Lords, and as of January 29th, happy 32nd birthday to Brain Lord. We take a look back to our first year of
Brain Day.
Yeah. We take a look back to our first year of episodes. The good, the bad, the accurate. In this self-indulgent yap session, we cover a variety of topics like the state of games criticism, our biggest lessons learned, and most importantly, what the hell is Enix's little-known gem Brain Lord, and how can we wax philosophical about how it compares to two dudes blathering on an internet radio show?
Two very different things.
Mm-hmm.
This is so cool.
If you've been with us, we've been doing Brain Lords for a little over a year right now. Our first episode was published
February 5.
Basically. Yeah, February 5.
I remember February 5.
So we're doing a little self-indulgent episode, kind of to just, I would say this is sort of like shaking off the crust from starting a podcast. And I feel like kind of we're fully into quote unquote season 2, spiritually in my mind.
Spiritually, yeah, I agree.
But yeah, so we'll cover a couple of things that we've like learned, a couple of funny memories, have some other interesting topics to throw in there as well. It's kind of a potpourri episode, so.
It's a celebration. This is the birthday, a brain day of Brain Lords.
Happy Brain Day.
Happy Brain Day, Birth Lords.
Let's just keep the momentum going. First and foremost, Jorge, our first topic is
momentuming. Yes.
What even is a Brain Lord?
What even is a Brain Lord?
Okay, so I guess for context, yes, the name of this podcast is a reference to a 1994 Enix, not Square Enix, just Enix, produced video game.
Yeah, when it was good.
Damn.
Yeah, Brain Lord, NES Brain Lord. The game, I remember, Kyle, I do remember when we were trying to come up with names for the show.
Mm-hmm.
I am notoriously terrible at coming up with names. It's like a process for me. I hate committing to it because if I do it wrong, I feel so shitty. I'm sure other people relate to me this way, but I just threw out the word Brain Lords because I really like the name of this game and the
it's type. It's a really cool name for a game. Does it have anything to do with that? I don't think so.
I hope not. But yeah, the logo looks amazing, and I just thought it would be kind of fun and tongue-in-cheek because we were trying to come up with some kind of like clever pun for our show name, and if we just like nothing was really landing, nothing was really hitting. It was either coming off too lofty or not like informative enough for what it was. And I just threw out the word Brain Lords as a tongue-in-cheek joke, and Kyle was like, "Wait, that sounds awesome."
No, because like I like it because it kind of is humbling. Like we're not saying anything that is like critically important to living. I would like to think that we evaluate art and make a more meaningful, introspective, and like emotionally curious life for the people and for ourselves. That being said, we're still yapping about video games, so I think it's like a way to kind of like, it's like you can't get too mad about something like Magic the Gathering because like you're playing a game with like rectangles with pictures of dragons on it. In the same way, it's like the podcast is called Brain Lords. Like we're not that smart.
It's supposed to be tongue in cheek with a little bit of self-awareness, but also I like that we referenced this game because part of the reason I wanted to do this show is to highlight things that I feel don't get talked about enough. And among that being like little hidden gems like this.
I can't stress this enough. If you, the listener, have never looked up the video game Brain Lord, the cover of it has a floating rock with the Tower of Babel on it. The font is our
so rad.
Like our font. It's this mirrored metal Brain Lords embossed on like these like seahorses with like this bronze statue on like bookending it. There's like thunder crackling in the background on like a magenta sunset. It's kind of incredible.
It's got the delicious chrome that I love, the delicious chrome sheen that I love in typefaces.
Where it's like got the white and the black and then the blue gradient. Looks so good.
Dude, so for the show, I had to recreate the logo because I wanted to be able to use it in high-res images. And figuring out like exactly where like the gradient, the hard shadow starts and it turns into like blue to white, that shit is like candy to my brain. I love doing stuff like that.
All right. So let's actually before we recorded this, we played the game for the first time. I was aware of what the game was, broadly speaking.
Yeah.
But I've never actually played it. So Jorge, tell us about what's your experience with Brainlord? We played about 2 hours.
Well,
we beat the first
we
boss.
wanted to. Yeah, we did. We had a pretty thorough sex. What am I even trying to say?
Slice.
We had pretty thorough sex. We had pretty thorough playthrough of the first dungeon of the game, Brain Lord. I wanted me and Kyle to play this game because I do feel it was rather disrespectful of me to take this name and not really know anything about the game. So in order to rectify that, I talked Kyle into playing the game for the first time for the year anniversary of the show. You just start. The game just kind of starts, throws you into like a flashback of. Oh, by the way, like the opening title screen uses the same theme that we use for our title because it's perfect. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I cannot stress this enough. The music in this game rips.
Yeah,
really
I think
good.
we use several tracks from Brain Lords for the show regularly. Yeah, so it kind of just starts you off with like you're in a flashback and your dad leaves. And he's kind of like, I'm going to seek the dragon. I'm going to become a dragon warrior. He actually says the words dragon warrior, which we found very funny because that is like what Enix published Dragon Quest as in the US back in the day. After that, the game starts to you get a time skip to when you become an adventurer. You meet a guild of adventurers that all want to travel to like a nearby tower to seek dragon scales because a local blacksmith is buying them at like a premium, and that's how the story starts. It's got a very neat little cast of characters, which something I wasn't expecting. I thought this game was going to be more.
That
like,
I think was one of its strongest.
crawly.
Its strongest element is the fact that like as you're going through the first tower, like you frequently see the different characters going through it, and you can talk to them, and they have different things to say on like, oh, they're stuck here, and it just made it feel like an active space that is being like, it's not just a static thing, even though it's just a bunch of flags. Like it's just have you open this door, okay, the character's here now and they have this to say. That's literally all it was. But the fact that it had that versus like so many of these types of games are just absolutely barren, and the fact that it had just any evolved states in it just made it feel so good.
There's enough solitude in the dungeons, but it's like complemented with moments where you run into your fellow adventurers and they'll have like advice to give you. And something I found endearing about the game is the flavor text is actually pretty funny. It's not forced humor. It's not like trying to kind of wink, nudge you. It's just enriching the characters with this like with their personality.
Yeah, it was just like a little quirky. That's it wasn't too dry, it wasn't too zany, it was just like a little silly.
And I read that the translation wasn't good, but I disagree. I thought it was decent. I didn't really have any problems with
something
it.
that impressed me about it is that we were expecting to like anytime you hover over an item for it to say just something completely unhelpful, but actually it was very, very like, you click on the apple, it says it heals 3 HP. You click on the herb and it's like, this one heals numbness, this one heals poison. And
it actually gets a little too smarty pants with you sometimes, where it's like, well, this is the 3rd floor key, it's obvious what it should do. Like it literally says that. And I'm like, earlier you were telling me that I'm using the wrong key on this door. Like, come on. Why is this game being,
I much appreciate that to something that's just completely esoteric. So
yeah, like a bad translation ruins an experience. It can at least.
It was surprisingly readable. I think the only like downside I'd say on this game is that it chugs the second there's more than like 3 enemies on screen and like a background effect. Yeah. Okay. So how does the game actually play, Jorge?
So the game takes a lot of inspiration from Soul Blazer, which took its inspiration from Ys, the Ys series. I found out, in fact, the developer for this game is not Enix. It's a company called Produce that were
with an
former
exclamation
Irem.
point.
Yeah, Produce was an exclamation point, which were former Irem developers. Irem is another Japanese developer that has it depending on who you ask, has a really good reputation. But the game really takes a lot of inspiration from Ys, and a little bit of Zelda, just because that era was like full of Zelda competitors. I'm not gonna call them Zelda clones because this is we were talking about earlier how this kind of has that dichotomy of like the Catholic versus Protestant video game, and in this case being the East versus Zelda video game. This game leans more East, so it's a little more challenging.
A little more cryptic.
Yeah, a little more cryptic, like a little more based on like the adventure aspect of it, where like you really have to like the thing you get will take you to the next thing, like, and you have to keep that up and pay attention to what's
Yeah,
going
it's
on,
a
or
very
otherwise you'll lose your
structured
way.
adventure. You're like the combat is more about how you set up your engagement.
Yeah, there's not a lot of freedom in where to go.
To go. But that being said, they're like even before the first boss, we got a sword, we got a bow and arrow, which had different like pluses
True.
and minuses to
Yeah,
using
yeah.
that versus the sword. We had options of like if we went
No,
back
I
to
take that
town, there were
back.
like
You're right, you're
4
right.
or 5 spells, and the spells are just something you can equip and you just charge up. There's no mana pool. It's just how long you charge is how long it takes to use a spell, and if you have too many, it's hard to cycle through them. There's no downside to having them other than maybe redundancy. But like, we had maybe the optimal path chosen, whether it be magic missile or like the ice spell, but like there was a degree of customization for combat, and that felt pretty good. Like there was not just one way to strictly play this game.
Yeah, you had either sword for melee close range, you had that bow and arrow, which has infinite ammo, and it's really meant for long range, of course. But complementary to that, you have your spell skill set, which is like toggleable. Is that a word? Like you can toggle between spells with the L and R, a thing that now would be considered a quality of life implementation. It actually just exists there for the sake of letting the gameplay flow without having to constantly open menus and switch between spells, which is something you had to do in East and Zelda. So it feels a little bit ahead of its time. We were surprised by how even if you lose, even if you die in the game, you spawn at the next save point, but you still keep like your progress. It doesn't force you to tread back like a long way, or at least like to your last save point. Little things like it does take this from other adventures games too. As you progress through a dungeon, you have more shortcuts, so even if you die and go back, you can still make your way pretty briefly back to where you were.
It reminded me a lot of like an original Diablo, actually. So it kind of is more in the vein of like older school dungeon crawlers, and I think that's really cool.
And visually, like a beautiful game, honestly. Even if the main character had like weird noodle body proportions.
I sent you what they're supposed to look like in the chat. It's actually pretty sweet.
Oh, he kind of has noodle body here too.
Yeah,
okay.
But he's got kind of this. He looks kind of pantsless in this picture, but he's got kind of this like fighter from FF1 kind of looking.
Yeah. He's like a twink fighter from FF1.
He really is.
This is very good art.
We need to find out who did this art. This art rules.
Oh, I got the name right here. Hold up. It is Sachiko Kamimura.
Well, I guess kind of to wrap this up, like what would you say is the merit in trying out Brainlord in the year of our Lord 2026? Does this game even matter now?
Aside from being able to say that we fucking did it, I think it matters just because, well, okay, this is extreme bias, full disclosure, but I love like pre-Square Enix era Enix. I think a lot of people think of Enix back then and they think Dragon Quest, and to me that is like wholly off base. Like Enix was more than just Dragon Quest. They were like, or they were Squaresoft's competition and formidable. Like they had developers, they had really good games published under their brand, and this is part of that history. It's not, it's not the Heaven and Earth series, which I hold like probably in the highest regard in the 16-bit era for what Enix was at the time, but it sits there right next to it along with like ActRaiser and and Robotrek, which fun fact, Robotrek came out the same day that Brainlord did in the US. Also a fantastic game.
I looked it up. It's Secret of Mana was 93. So this is contemporary with that. And I would say like,
yeah,
I think Mana will obviously stand the test of time, but I don't know. Brainlord had some cool stuff going on. I don't think it has like as deep of a story, but I certainly like the writing and I like the gameplay a lot. So like, I think it is important to maybe understand, like actually sit down and play these games and get a sense of like, this is where action RPGs were at for a time. Cause like basically until things like Secret of Mana, until like Brainlord and like Legend of Zelda, like kind of had a hard time figuring out like how to make this balance between like this puzzle type game with exploration, with action, with equipment and things like that. And I mean, it's still something that like there was a lot of struggle with it, even up until like stuff like original Kingdom Hearts. Like Square was really fighting to figure out how to make a good action game.
Oh yeah, like after they merged, that really did happen. And you know, part of it was that like that genre, once the platformer took over, just because like the 3D era lended itself, or was the 3D platform or the 3D genre became the staple of the 32-bit era, because it so well demonstrated the capability of the hardware at the time. And these games kind of fell out of favor until Ocarina of Time like did what it did. I wouldn't put Brainlords up there with like Brandish or, like I said, Terra Enigma, but I still would consider it part of that landscape, like you said.
I'd still
that
consider it in
contextual,
like
this shit was in at the time.
yeah, I'd consider it one of the better ones.
You know, after playing it, yeah, and sure, it's light on story, but it was genuinely exciting to play. It was genuinely, it felt good to figure out and get good at it.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while, it drop a joke that we genuinely laughed at, like, oh,
yeah,
it's
oh
funny
my God,
that,
yeah, tell them about the dragon scale.
yeah, it's funny that like you're, you know, light spoilers, but this just to demonstrate how much we enjoyed the writing in the game. You're making your way up the tower to find a dragon scale to sell it for a high value, because that's your bounty as an adventurer.
And they explicitly tell you, I buy this for 10,000 gold.
Yeah,
and that's a pretty good amount.
The guy was like, listen, because in the game it is kind of hard to make money. So you're like, that's perfect, let's go. And your fellow adventurers the whole time are kind of like letting you go ahead, and they're like, oh, if you need help, here's an item that I have a duplicate of, you can have it. And at one point, like you beat the boss, you reach the room where the dragon scales are, they're all gone. Your fellow friends are like, hey, where you been? We got these already. They're all gone.
Because someone was staring at a wall earlier. It was like the exit that you find in the room. So they found a shortcut.
One of your friends was like, no, I'm just checking out this wall. It's kind of funny. You can't interact with it because and you're kind of dismissing it. You're like, well, there's nothing I can do, so whatever.
Yeah, we assume just go back for hidden treasure.
Turns out that wall had a hole, and all your friends went through it, took all the dragon scales, left you with just one, went back to town, sold theirs, and now the value of dragon scales went down, and the guy's like, listen, I already have enough. I'll give you 2K for it. and you're like, what the shit? And you know, I feel like these days people might interpret that and be like, oh, that's bullshit. I'm so pissed off. You lied to me. But me and Kyle, we read that as like, oh, this game has a sense of humor. Like this is more that this is not really like a serious, like I don't know. It has character. It has a core.
I will give it this as credit. The writing and story is, well, the story I will say is probably better in something like a Secret of Mana, but I think the world overall felt more alive in Brainlord because it reacted to me a lot more in a way that all it was doing was just a few little dialogue bubbles, but because they thought about how it would feel to play the game, it made it feel like it was a space that really had a lot of to show for it. So honestly, I feel like my biggest takeaway is if you're making a video game or anything like that, it really doesn't take a lot. Just thinking about how the player is going to go through the game to make it feel like it's so much more lived in. A couple of dialogue windows, a couple of like jokes of what your expectation is, and I mean that's all.
And breaking or not breaking, but like complementing the pace of dungeon crawling with little character vignettes, I think was probably the most brilliant thing about the game.
Yeah, it gave you a reason to explore that wasn't just like getting more equipment, which it was not shy about doling out, which I liked.
Yeah, those were always the exciting parts for me in East, when you're in a dungeon and you run into somebody and you're like, who the fuck is this? And you know, I like that. Like Brainlord did that pretty good too.
Okay,
and it's a game that feels good to play too, so recommend it.
Yeah, I recommend it. It's the slowdown is a little rough at times, and that's about it. Really, it doesn't seem like it's that long, and the slowdown isn't even that bad. It's just an older game. It's a little funky.
If you're used to this like era of games, that's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah. If anything, it it didn't make it harder to play. It actually made it easier. It just chugged in a few rooms.
And it only happens when they're using like parallax effects in the background with an
tiles that
background.
Move and with like 4 enemies on screen. And
so
then once you
they
kill
are
a few enemies, it was
asking
better.
Too much. they're asking too much of the hardware at that point. So.
Let me wrap this up by reading the copy on the back of the box of the game Brainlord, because it's kind of incredible.
All right,
it says, Brainlord, are you the Brainlord? Beyond your memories lies a time filled with dragons and men riding the skies together. The dragon warrior, blood flows deeply through your family. Now you are the only one left. Your father has spent a little time searching for the ancient dragons, a life lived in vain. It is up to you to find the dragons. Before you lies a world filled with puzzles and riddles, enough to drive even the most rational insane. There are too many unanswered questions in your mind. What lies ahead? Where do I start? What will I find? There is a dark presence, capital presence, that awaits you. Can you unlock the secret? Are you strong enough to survive? Are you a Brainlord? We shall see.
Go. ... Also, that's amazing, by the way. I'm going to clap.
Are you a Brainlord? And I say yes.
Yes, once we played this, we can now say we are. And something I want to point out to you, the listener, the title Brainlord is what the game was called in Japan. This is one of those rare instances where like the localization team said, no, fuck, keep it. Like it's going to be called Brainlord. And I love it for that.
Yeah. I thought it was like Jelly Boy or something where they localize it to something else. It really, that's right. It really is Brainlord. Wait. Burenorodo. Yeah. No, it says it above it.
It's I love it for that. I'm glad they did. They do. They're like, no, we should leave the name on because that sounds cool as shit. Like people will try this out.
Oh my god.
One last thing I want to point out. This game has little Blorbo buddies. Like you can summon fairies that'll like hover around you and help you, and all of them are like funny and cute or just funny. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
For us that's a cheap shot. Like we already love the game if you have like little guys.
I mean, this kind of game like lives or dies by fun little surprises, and for good and for bad, it had plenty.
Yeah.
Maybe have a little bit of patience. Is all I can say.
To release the gems, when we used the gems to release the fairies, we were like, wait, what? And then we did, and a little guy came out and he just shoots fireballs.
And you can name them.
We called him Jarito, and he shoots little fireballs everywhere, and we're just like so stoked about that. Like, what the fuck? Like this game has funny little guys. This is already great.
I was tickled by it. It's better than it had any right to be. So let's move on to our next topic, Jorge. I got a question for you, it being our year anniversary. What were your favorite moments and episodes from year one?
Brainlord's year one. I have a lot, actually. How many do you have?
Oh,
he doesn't
couple.
have any.
You go first.
I listed at least 4 that came to mind.
Yeah. Let's just go back and forth.
Like one of my favorite moments happened recently. You showed me an email we got from like a fan all the way in Portugal.
Yeah, and
you remember that?
Was Portugal and like Colombia as well? That's awesome.
We got I think we got 2 actually. Yeah, no, but the first one you showed me was the one in Portugal, and I was like, "What the fuck? People listen to us like in South freaking America? That's incredible."
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like that. No, Portugal actually is in all the way up in freaking Europe, not South America. I was thinking of Brazil because they speak Portuguese.
Either way. Well, yeah, because Portuguese. That's a.
But that's across the fucking Atlantic. That's even more amazing to me. Like, geez, that's I don't know. I that to me always, like back when I did this Resident Evil fan comics called Jill Sandwich. I made friends in Japan because they liked it, and I even collaborated with my comic. And that's the last time I felt that way, where it was like, holy shit, there's people around the world that like pay attention to what we do. That's an incredible feeling. It always is. I never get tired of that.
You want to know something wild? Okay, so I have our stats pulled up from Podbean, and 62% of our listeners are from United States. 6% is from United Kingdom. This is from the past year, so any downloads whatsoever. 6% United Kingdom, 5% Canada, 4% Germany, which is pretty cool. And then it kind of dwindles from there, but we've got like a couple of percentage points from Denmark, Ireland, Sweden, Australia, Brazil. Hell yeah, shout out to Brazil.
Wow.
We had 1.5% from Japan.
Oh goodness. Okay.
I don't know if you're non-US, fucking we got over like a little over 10 downloads from Mexico. Like, let's fucking go.
Do me a favor, y'all. If you're listening to this and you're not in the U.S., leave a comment and tell us where you're from. Like, I want to know that. That is incredible to me. Like, I'm just a small boy from Puerto Rico. It blows my mind when I see the world be this big. Like it really does. That again, I never get tired of that shit. But yeah, that's one of my favorite moments. Happened recently.
Yeah. I'm very sorry. I'm trying to search for Puerto Rico. It doesn't seem to pull up anything, but I also don't
Damn
know.
It!
I don't know if it's
Come on,
counting
y'all.
Cuba and Puerto Rico as one or something.
No, it would not do that. What it would do though is it would count the U.S. as Puerto Rico. That is
yeah,
likely.
that's yeah. You're right. Okay, so hey, shout outs to American Samoa. Let's fucking go.
All right, you wanna go next? Yeah, you can do 1 and 1. We can do 1 and 1.
Yeah. Here, let me go back to my notes. I'm too caught up on this map.
That's great though.
Honestly, I think when it finally really was like sinking in on like how to do an episode, we were trying to get the topics nailed down for the scariest non-scary games, and I couldn't get it to just sound right. Like, usually when we're doing an episode, I'll write down the topics and I'll use that as a like way to write quote unquote the episode. Mm-hmm. Let the questions and sort of the possibility space of them sort of dictate what the feel of the episode's going to be. And we just couldn't get it to sit right for scariest non-scary games. And then kind of in going back and forth, I suggested, or one of us suggested, that the topic should be different fears. And we talk about that because I think before it was just different video essay topics within the space of horror. It was a little bit too broad, but in just doing categories of fears and then just going over like the fears themselves, I really liked that. It made me feel like we really like had a flow for the episode. The other big thing too is that like I did a little bit of research on that specific topic because that is not a new topic. There are dozens of listicle videos online, but they're all kind of the same. Batman Arkham City has a bat that jumps out at you. Isn't that scary? Even though like I don't know if I would like, or they do like BioShock and it's like I don't know if that's a non-horror game. That's got horror. That's at least a subgenre.
Is a horror game. BioShock is a horror game.
But also, to our credit at least, if you'll allow me, dear listener, after this year, none of them explored why it was, like, what about it was scarier or interesting because of that. And so, I don't know, I felt kind of vindicated that, like, yeah, you know what? Even though we're doing something that is trodden territory, like, yeah, we can say something interesting. We can say something that's, like, personal to us. And even though I had a bit of a challenge, like, kind of figuring it out, like, if I just wrote it, quote unquote, enough, if I just spend enough time, I could make the topic interesting. So yeah, like I feel like that's one of my favorite episodes. We also had just a great time with Shannon Strucci, which is really fun. So yeah, like it really came together.
I remember that moment too when you were like, well, let's categorize it by fear, and I thought that was a great idea because, like you said, it pulls us away from that standard video essay style video game analysis, which I really do think. Even when we started this, we both agreed that is not what we want to do. We want to try to approach this in a more personal way, like something that we would click if we saw, something that would make us interested in the topic rather than like just what everyone else is doing, which, and I will repeat myself, like dudes talking about video games in a podcast is there's a surplus of that. We don't need more of that. So like, one of the challenges we had was to figure out how do we make this so that's our own and not just yet another drop in the pool. So I appreciate you thinking of that as well.
Yeah. What about you? What's your next one?
This is gonna be sappy because it's about you again.
No.
And I'm sorry, but yeah, when you first sent me like when you threw the idea of having like episode previews and you sent me the clip of like, I believe the first time we did that might have been the Final Fantasy episode. Because we knew there was going to be a part 2 for that. When I first heard that episode preview, I was like, this is so fucking cool. Holy shit. Like I had a grin on my face. Like, this is so creative. Like, this is what I want. This is what I want to do with this. I want to have like skits, like vignettes like this. This is something that I always wanted to do is have a creative outlet to not just let this be like a dialogue discussion, which is the goal of it, sure, but I also wanted to have the opportunity for us to express ourselves in some way, and that was in line with that. So I really I liked it so much. I'm like, Kyle, keep doing it. Like, and now it's a regular thing.
Yeah, I love doing that. I love doing the commercials in the middle. Just like I like doing little breaks to add in like edits and making it be the like from Jet Set Radio. Like I think anything we can do to just make it like not like everyone else's fucking shit online, because there's so much of that. We need to do literally anything to make it our own.
We have to do something.
We have
and I
to
also
do
like
something.
I randomly sent this. I didn't even list this moment, but this is another favorite moment of mine. I randomly sent Kyle a clip of me just going Brain Lords, and I'm like, do whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
you
you're
want
like, put it the fuck in.
Yeah, do whatever the fuck you want. And you did like an eye catch style transition, and I'm like, brilliant, fucking perfect.
Yeah, the anime Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist.
yeah, just like that. And then you recorded one yourself, which has like an inverted. What is that sound effect you use for that, by the way?
It's just some like I looked up just for sound effects, and I just did.
Well, okay,
it's just like generic video game sound
works.
effects. It's not. It's
That's
literally
good.
not from anything, and then I just reversed it for mine. So
you did more than most people would do
Yeah.
by making it like a royalty-free sound effect.
If I was smarter, I would have done the Yuyu Hakusho.
No, because listen, and as much as I do love those episode previews, we gotta stop doing anime shit.
Well,
We're not
also
an anime podcast,
and also
except for 1 month.
We can't
of the
keep
year.
getting flagged for content for using the Ava episode.
And yeah, and that is the one thing we always get fucking flagged for copyright. And no one's claiming it, so it's fine. We don't get restricted or anything. But it is kind of like a sore spot. Like, god damn it, like, we can't use that.
Probably got to be a little careful, even though it's just like a free for all if you use video game music. Well, let's keep moving on. We're gonna do before we run out of time on this topic. So I want to be a good boy and not go too long on these topics.
Okay, I only got one more after this, so yeah.
I just got one more. I think when we started kind of like figuring this out, like, okay, yeah, I got this. It was our first guest, a dear friend of mine, Izzy. Shout outs to Oceanity. It was for our does the perfect Paper Mario exist? Where we talked about how like every Paper Mario seems to have something wrong with it. And
it's one of my favorite episodes.
It's a good
episode.
Despite
our sound issues, it's still one of my favorite episodes.
I like because it was like it had a bunch of different angles. We all had different expertises on it. Like we had a couple of hot takes where I was like, you know what, that 1,000-Year Door, not as good as you remember. But also, even though I wanted to be all like pithy and like, oh, the good one's actually not the good one. And the actual episode,
Izzy loves 1,000-Year Door though.
Well, and also in the episode, like the worst I can say is like, yeah, I mean the backtracking is just kind of lame. But it's not that much of a like takedown or anything. So I don't know. I just felt like, despite having quote unquote hot takes, we're not shy to that. I mean, what the hell, the mid section is all just an excuse to do that. I don't know. I like to feel like we're backed up.
I'll talk about the hot takes thing because I do have something to say, but not yet. Also, I like that episode because I got to talk about how much I think Flurry is hot.
Hell yeah,
she's a cloud.
Actually, my favorite moment is us sort of like low key just having an excuse to talk about hot older women in video games every episode, and that just becoming our fucking running joke. Is us doing the Tex Avery eyes for every visibly over 30 Japanese like media woman.
The crumbs, God, the crumbs.
I mean, A, it's just we're just being rowdy because that's where the energy is.
Fun.
But B, it's fun, and I'm so fucking sick of seeing the like, am I an old crone? And it's a character who's 29 years old, and I'm like, 60% of the people looking at this thing right now are over this age. What the fuck are you talking about?
It's fucking ageism, and it is like it's like a little bit misogyny too, like but I'm not gonna get into that.
Yeah, let's not get into it. Well, do you have any last favorite moments before we move on?
Bro, when I uploaded the short for Yoshi's Fingers and that motherfucker blew up, I was panicking. It's one of my favorite moments because like it was the first sobering like experience in Brainlords where I'm like, oh, if we blow up, things will change.
Yeah, you start to realize how happened. You quickly see how unusable the internet becomes when like a couple too many people are watching.
And it kind of really like wakes you up, like what you're doing is public and you are putting it out there and you do need to keep in mind. And I did have a moment where I panicked, like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this anymore because I hate being up, despite what I'm doing right now. I hate being a public figure. I love my privacy. I don't want to be on the internet.
I don't like taking pictures of myself. I don't help it.
I know. I fucking hate
I don't like when people do face reveals. That shouldn't be a fucking tree.
No,
I don't want to see your goddamn face.
Never do. No, no one's here. So for our fucking faces, like, come on.
Wear a cool mask like a proper mangaka.
Yeah, be a fucking cryptic person. Like, please do the Yoko Taro Toby Fox thing. That's what everyone wants you to be.
I know what Toby Fox looks like. I know what Yoko Taro looks like without his mask on.
I do not care.
It's
I do not care.
I don't need to though.
I do not care. In fact, do not show me. Like, actually do not, because you're an asshole if you do. But anyway, yeah, the Yoshi and also the fact that like after finishing that short and being like, oh wow, I can video edit, and just have like, that moment you had with like the writing for the horror episode. I kind of had that moment where it was like, oh wait, I can do
I can
that.
make
like,
a funny little thing.
Yeah, and the greatest, or at least like the reward was like Margot the next day asking me, hey, can I watch the Yoshi video again?
That's how you know when your wife is volunteering to be like, can I watch your little thing you made?
And I'm like, okay, so we hit on something there. So yeah, that's another moment I hold dearly now for many reasons.
Well, here, let me change the order of our next topics real quick, because I think this is an excellent segue to our next one.
Yeah, sure.
Which is, what was your biggest lessons year one?
Oh yeah, this is a great one. I wrote a few, actually, more than a few, because this has been, if anything, a learning experience.
Yeah.
We can take
What you
turns
got?
like before. Okay, I'll start. Easiest one, because again, like the Paper Mario episode, one of my favorites. Izzy, if you're listening, we want you back. Work your audio. Figure your audio out before you go. That's the one thing I wish we did before we went public. But like, this actually goes into like the next thing I wrote here, though, which is perfection is the enemy of done. If we spent too much time figuring out the audio shit, I don't think we've ever would have gone public.
Well, I guess going back on that, I think my first one is like, just edit as you go. Like, we did like 4 or 5 episodes, and then we're doling them out. And I think we should have done like 2, maybe 3 at most, because once we actually like heard what they were like, I don't know, you get so much more feedback once it's like actually out there and you can hear it and it's like it exists.
We sat on them like, for a little too long.
Yeah, we stockpiled too many. And I think it was much better to get them out there to hear like a couple of like weird audio bits, or like here was a little bit stiffer, here where our energy was a little bit more dry. But then by the time we got to like the Switch episode and we're just being rowdy, like that's just like, okay, that's it. That's the Brain Lord's voice. So
wow, really? The Switch episode.
I mean, it's like, I think once we figured out how to be like, have that good energy, it's weird. Like,
okay.
It's not like doing this sort of like radio style show, podcast, if you will. I'm learning how to almost do a form of public speaking where I kind of have to like let my mouth go and let my brain catch up to it and make sure I'm not saying too many times. And like, genuinely, we're getting better at that. I have to edit those out less and less now, which is great.
It takes a while. We just have to learn. We just have to learn how to be like us in front of a camera. That's the challenge.
Yeah, too. It's weird because you're being you, but in a projected form. Like, this is.
I hate it.
Asterisk.
I know. I hate it.
I don't know. I mean, for me, it's like it being on. It's public speaking, but in a different way. So, and that's been good. It helps you like come up with a way to say something concisely in an interesting way. You know, I really will say I'll pride myself on one thing. I'm pretty decent at doing an elevator pitch, because I don't like needless goings-ons and like unnecessary descriptions when it comes to like, just pitch the damn thing. Cut out all the fat, just explain what's interesting about it in a way that is reaching the person you're delivering it to. And in the same way, like the way I'm yapping right now, it has become a skill to like have a point and go forward with enough momentum to talk fervently about it, but also actually say something of merit and have your sentences make any amount of sense when you're done saying them. It's weird. Maybe
Dude,
this is
funny.
Just the way my brain works, but IDK dog.
It's funny you mentioned the Switch episode, because that actually is one of the episodes I learned a lot of lessons from personally. And not in a good way. It's one of my least.
You felt like your notes
actually
were just not good enough for that, and I do feel like we're
no
at our best when we
notes.
have more notes.
I had no notes. I learned that day I need to write down what I'm going to say. I cannot do off the cuff shit, and there's no shame in that. I actually some of my favorite YouTubers and essayists have a script. They write shit down before they talk, because you cannot have that much confidence in yourself if you're just not used to this kind of thing. And I'm not. We're starting out with this. So that was one valuable. Like, I have my notes in front of me right now, and it's great. It's perfect. I fucking love it. This is way better than what I did. I said some dumbass shit in this Switch episode because I was not fucking prepared. I didn't even mention Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which is one of my favorite games on the Switch.
You still like, are you waking up in the middle of the night? Like, I should have said something.
Yes, in a cold sweat.
Even though you say multiple things about multiple Xenoblade games, I'm sure the listener can extrapolate that you probably like the third one.
But that was the one time it mattered, and I didn't do it. Okay.
Anyways,
there's one if you want to go to the next one with yours.
Yeah, no, I mean, having good audio, like having the notes, I think it's also figuring out, like, I want to have some degree of research. I want to be able to back up what I'm saying. But like, this isn't like a formal essay. I'd like to think it's like halfway between like just off the cuff yapping and like a written scripted essay. So we try to at least know what we're talking about, but figuring out like what are the notes that actually matter. Dates is like generally important, but I think the names has been like the biggest thing, is just make sure, especially like when we try to pride ourselves on being about the artistry of this all, like being able to accurately credit the people. This isn't to say that like if we do forget that, it's just, you know, cut me some slack. Like we're trying.
I appreciate you saying this. As long as you care about it, that's what matters, and I hope that you do. I know you do. I know you do.
I think as long as just on average our information is generally pretty accurate or based on some degree of like non-hearsay truth.
100%.
It's hard to do that because like, and someone even like I think caught us on something like that. I can't remember. It was a couple episodes back. They mentioned that they liked that I was a little cautious in saying like where something came from or like who did what, but we kind of missed on like a follow-up to that. I'm sorry, I'm being a little vague. I genuinely can't remember.
Here's the thing I'm going to say. Because I'm glad you brought this up, because this is something I do want us to improve on as well. I hate when the bigger podcasts forget something and they just go, oh, someone will look it up for us. Like, I actually fucking hate that. I think it's arrogant and conceited. I'm being real honest here. I like when people make mistakes, they go, I'm sorry, I can't remember. I'll make sure to like add it in the notes or look it up. Or even just pausing and looking it up right then and there, to me, is better than going off and saying, number one, do not call someone a guy or a person, or just be like, you know, I don't have the name on me right now, and I apologize for that. I'll look it up. That's the best way to do it. And number two, don't also just go whatever when when you don't remember something, because that is dismissive.
There's a way to do it formally that is like the nice way of saying whatever, that I think just it's just standard to hold yourself
there's
to.
A nice way to say whatever. You can be like, I apologize, I don't have this information right now, but I'll do my due diligence and look it up. Don't worry about it. It doesn't have to even be that formal. Just let the listener know. This is something I'm going to try to do as well, because I have fucked up this way too. We all remember, well, actually I am the only one who remembers the son of Jagbot, who does not exist. And it's such a funny thing to me now, but it's because I didn't research. I didn't look shit up, and I just made shit up.
Yeah.
And that happens. It can, and that's the other thing too. I think most people can understand that, like, you're not going to be a fucking database of the entirety of all information. So you're going to fuck up sometimes, and that's fine, as long as you correct yourself.
I would like to believe, you know, I've heard some advice that is like, whatever attitudes and information you put out will be the thing that your audience mimics.
Yeah, it'll reflect back on you too. Yeah.
So, you know, the like the pithy hot take kind of person, the like that's always trying to like one-upsmanship kind of, you know, they're going to get an audience that tries to do that. So I would hope that the type of person that listens to this would like, you know, also like to be like, we've gotten plenty of people to be like, oh, hey, actually this was wrong. They've always been really nice about it. So I'd like to think that
that's great.
Would give us some degree of benefit of the doubt. While also doing that. So
I encourage people to correct us, you know, in respectful manner. We will always be receptive and open to that, and it helps us improve the show.
Yeah,
we are a community after all, and feedback is important. Actually, you this is my next one. You bring something up that I wanted to mention, a lesson in terms of like a healthy discussion about video games, is to leave the chip off the shoulder, which is something I learned from you. You've always made it a point to whenever we have episode ideas, to like make sure none of it is like written in spite or to shit on something, to just like be angry at a thing. To
don't get me wrong,
something.
there's plenty of episodes where it's like, what the fuck is going on, Game Freak? But
sure, yeah, but we have like we want to elaborate on that. We don't just want to like be, like you said, pithy and like snarky about it. Like we're trying to explain when we have a disagreement. We try to explain why in an eloquent manner. That's what the show is about. We want to have that
finding
discussion.
the professional tone for like encouraging intellectual curiosity, so that when we get to be like rowdy and like hot takey and you know, put out our like quippy remarks, that either we back it up, or B, it's clear that we're just like, I'm either teasing or I'm trying to summarize it in a reductive way. Now let's get back to the like actual, like, you know, good for your brain information that we're talking about.
Let it be known that when we hate on something, we hate on it genuinely. That's the important part.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's all I got.
I mean, that's good. I think, why don't we move on then? Let's stretch out. Let's take a little break with a segment I call Game Ratings. Jorge, I'll present a category like fighting game finishing moves, play it loud Game Boy Colors, and games you'd rent at Blockbuster. And we're going to come up with something underrated, overrated, and accurately rated. Today's topic is Brainlords episodes.
What?
Because we couldn't think of anything better.
There's not enough of a consensus on Brain. We don't have a fan base for this. No. This could have been this might be a really good question to ask like in the future. Yeah. I mean, I do have my picks. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I know exactly
fucking do it. Go.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah, sure.
Do you want under, over, or accurate?
Whatever you're feeling, and I'll match
accurate. One of my favorite episodes, and I actually struggled with two of these. One of my favorite episodes is Financial Burden. That it actually got a pretty good, like, it was one of the original episodes that got a pretty good bit of attention, but also like some good feedback from people. And I personally like it a lot. I think if I recommended an episode to a stranger that was just us, no guests, it would either be Financial Burden or the one I actually think is better, but I think it's not as much as my favorite, is the Silk Song episode. That's another really good one that we did.
Yeah. I guess my joke answer on this is the most accurately rated episode we have is, what is the most accurately rated video game?
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, wait, are we doing jokey answers? Fuck.
Do whatever you want, man. This is your podcast.
All right. Damn it.
But also, I think that one works too because it was based on a very like genuine interaction we had, whereas some weird kid talking about how like Super Mario RPG is this like weird hidden gem, and it's nice to see it finally getting attention, even though it was like a game that sold multiple millions of copies in both iterations of its original and its port or its remake.
The remake,
like, that's not underrated. That's accurately rated.
Yeah, we have to come up with a term just to be like, wait, what is it then? Oh yeah, it's like accurately rated. Like Chrono Trigger is accurately rated.
At least that, like, it felt like kind of like, okay, I think we got something to say here with Brainlords. It's like we have a funny little topic, but it's actually like us trying to spend a little bit too much time thinking on something. So, you know, that's for me. I think that one just landed. It was what it needed to be. But I do agree. I like our Silk Song one because
that's one of my favorites.
It was more relevant news-wise than we normally do, but it felt like it was
topical.
It was topical, but it felt like it was like saying something. And even even now that Silk Song is out, it's still like has something like worth listening to.
We created that episode with the intent of it being kind of educational, like, because the premise is true. I did not understand.
You did not. Every time I would to the point where you were like, let's just stop because we'll just save it for the episode, because you just did not get Silk posting for the longest time. You literally, I don't think, got Silk posting until the day before it came out.
It was just so weird to me, and I always had like, I mean, I was always curious about it because it's such a phenomenon, like how long Silk Song has gone for.
You would think it was kind of funny when I posted like different versions of the meme, but you just were like, I just don't fucking get it, but it's funny.
Because I thought people were being serious about that. Like people, I got so tired of Nintendo Direct's ending and people being like, oh, no Silk Song. I'm like, shut the fuck up. And so I really needed someone to explain to me, like,
I'm actually kind of mad that they put out that Gundam Hathaway trailer, because I thought we were still like When's that coming out? The only one I got right now is I'm into a sci-fi book series called The Locked Tomb, and every once in a while I'll walk by, like some cosplayers will walk by the booth that I'm vending at a con or something. That are, if you see kids dressed up as like skeletons with like aviator sunglasses, they're from that, and I'll be like, "Hey, nice Locked Tomb cosplay," and oh, thank you, and I'll go, "Y'all know when that 4th book is coming out?" And they're just like kind of shrug and look really perplexed, and like, I'm sorry, Tasman Mir, like, haven't heard a peep from her in ages, so we have no fucking idea. So
we had a lot of Silk songs come out last year. We had Hathaway 2, which no one thought was gonna happen, and Proto Man Act 3. That was another like, holy shit, this took years. This took like a decade, and it's real. It's real. Holy shit.
I guess then Mina the Hollower is kind of one.
Mina the Hollower. Well, it was supposed to come out last year,
but it got pushed back. All right, let's go to our next one. What's your over or underrated episode?
The overrated episode. Again, like, I guess this is kind of a joke answer, but it is the Switch nostalgia episode. I do not like that one. I don't know. Like, it does serve a purpose. It does have a decent amount of views. I don't fucking get it. I don't know. I guess it just says Switch on it, so people click it. It has a Mario thumbnail. I guess it's working for someone, but I really am disappointed. That if I had to say I'm disappointed in one episode, it's that one.
For me, overrated is the first episode. I think the thing like that will happen for a lot of podcasts is if you're following it, you'll start back from the beginning, and it's just it certainly is a first episode.
That was a good one. It is, but you know what? There are people who left nice comments on that one where they're like, "Oh, hey, I never really thought about what I look for." It's funny that it'll get like a lot more views because it is the first one, and so it's like, well, let's hear what the first one is. If people try to do chronological, or by release date
other
timeline
episodes,
of
I like
Lords.
more. I feel like people will listen to that nature of its chronology versus like actual quality. So for me, that's a little overrated, but I mean,
sure,
clearly something was there because we kept going. So
it is funny that you picked the first episode because it's true. Sometimes people will start from the first podcast episode.
I've done that with a couple of podcasts I like. I listened to the first episode and I was like, I feel better about the work I'm outputting. This is awful. As it turns out, when you go back to like 2012 or something on a podcast that's been running for over a decade, it sounds pretty shitty.
It sounds pretty shitty. I the only time I've ever done this was for the Cheap Ass Gamer podcast. I went to listen to the first one, and it is bizarre. It's only 15 minutes. They tried to do like a radio DJ thing, and it just did not work.
Yeah, and clearly you just keep going.
They're still going, actually.
I guess that maybe that's a good way to end this one on. But what's your underrated Brain Lords episode?
I feel like you can guess this one.
Oh,
it's the April Fool's episode. I think more people need to watch. It is actually underrated. It only has like 7 views on YouTube. I don't understand. 15
minutes of us bullshitting each other.
It's one of my favorites. We had a bit. It was so funny. There were so many times I almost like burst out laughing. I couldn't because we had to do the bit, and I'm so proud of myself for not laughing.
My underrated one is the scariest non-horror video games episode. Because for whatever reason, that one just didn't do as well. I don't know why.
Yeah, it actually didn't really take off for like our other guest
which is fine. I mean, that's not why we're doing it, but I don't know. It's just one of those, like, we had a really good guest on. We got it out like before Halloween. I felt like, I don't know. It's just like, I thought like everything just kind of clicked really nicely together. And we had a guest on that episode.
Yeah.
Shannon, and just, I don't know. But it just, I think that one was just also like, because I felt really like, yeah, I got this with that episode. That when it came out, and it was just like, it just did fine. I was like, no, listen to that one, it's good.
It is good. I liked it too.
Well, why don't we get back to the episode?
Whoa, okay.
Brain Lords, video games of the mind.
伝説は語るピース。かつてこの地上に栄華を誇った理想郷。だが恐るべき魔物により一夜にして滅び去り、栄華のすべては無に帰した。貴様らに魔物の恐ろしさを思い知らせてやる。 ピース新しき伝説 by Hadison.
In a peaceful land, paradise is threatened by an unspeakable evil, and only one person has found the power to restore perfect order. In a new action-adventure game for your Super NES comes an exciting tale, The Secret of Mana, from Square, maker of the world's greatest video games.
Brainlords, video games of the mind. I've got another question for you, Jorge.
What's that?
What to you is the voice of Brainlords?
Oh, yeah, that's a... I wrote something down. This was actually a difficult question for me because, like, I haven't really figured that out quite yet. Not in like a way I can put into words anyway. The short version of what I wrote is like Brainlords is just whatever we want it to be.
Yeah,
but
I mean that's all it has to be.
But what I want it to be, what I want the voice of it to be, is to be more than just contemporary news style or news cycle style discussion. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want it to be topical, even though we are, and sometimes it's because like that is the thing we want to talk about, but we don't ever want it to feel like you can't listen to this episode now because it's just not relevant anymore.
Because I have podcasts like that. I will, when there's an important like layoff or big like news or something, like I have like podcasts like that where it's like Aftermath or Min-Max or Waypoint or things like that where they're more about the news du jour, and that, you know, that's where I get my video game news. What do I have to add to that territory that a bunch of like professional journalists are already in? I want it to be more of my own thing. So yeah, I purposely did not want to do news. And when I was figuring out like kind of the angle for Brainlords, the other thing I noticed was that like most video game podcasts, if they're not just purely news or like a very specific niche topic, then it's basically just book club is like the only other, like 99% of the video game podcasts, if they're not news, is basically just like, here's one game, which is fine. Like, that's fun.
Fine too, yeah.
But
yeah, I don't want us to do the news.
Yeah, I felt like there really were not a lot of podcasts that specifically talked about video games as art.
Or topics, you know, like things that open a discussion. But yeah, I don't like the contemporary format because like Hector Lavoe, a famous Puerto Rican singer, said, "Why would you read yesterday's newspaper?" And that's how I feel about focusing on you know, contemporary topics. I also wrote down like having sincere examination of why we want to play games and what we want to share about them. We leave the snark at the door, but we hot take when we have to, and we build opinions that are our own. That's what I want the voice of Brainlords to be.
I wrote down we take the piss out of hot takes and also inspire genuine care for art. Like, I do, you know, want to be like spicy and fun and have that energy, but I don't know. I'm tired of like I've stopped listening to so many YouTube people that are just like, it's very clear that you're just hot air and that's all you are right now. Are they?
How do you mean?
Maybe
like
saying
they're just venting, or like?
Yeah, it just feels like it's just venting for venting's sake, or it's like, is this the only
nothing
tone
actionable,
that you have?
nothing, no providing.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah, like one tone. Dull. It becomes
even
dull
if
after
it's
a while.
like,
Yeah.
That's what I want to avoid, is like just purely us like being full of hot air.
Did you? What is to you the voice of Brainlords? Do you have an answer?
I mean, yeah, that last line I wrote about like inspiring genuine care for art. You know, I think the reason we talk about this in our first episode, but like we were getting really tired of just the banter of like online discussion and just screaming out into the void, and just how shitty that is for actual meaningful discussion. So for me, Brainlords is like taking discussions like that offline. Even though we're editing it and we're putting it back online, it's a very like one directional way that it's hitting you, dear listener. You're invited to talk to us through different channels and comments and things like that. But I think, it's a lot more measured. It's a lot more like less shouting out and pulling up like hot topics, and it's less reactionary, I guess. I just want to talk about video games. I just really, really like video games. I really, really like video games.
The way you said that, like, I do remember one reason I started doing this with you was because I felt like I was getting exhausted of having discussions about video games that focus on the consumerist side of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I have such a huge backlog. Oh, this game costs this much money. Oh, I bought this rare game for this much money. I was getting fucking tired of that being the only way I was engaging with games, because that's not what I want to talk about. That's the last fucking thing I want to talk about. I don't care about your fucking backlog. I'm gonna be fucking real with you. Even though we did have a episode that was just our backlog.
For me,
that was interesting because we brought in Esper Quinn and we are cool. So that's the only time it's allowed.
It's allowed when Esper Quinn fucking rules. She's so funny. Oh my god. For me, like I mentioned this a little bit before in our first episode, but like before we started, there was like an artist I really admired, and they were talking about like stuff they were like frustrated about that like children were discussing about Gundam G-Witch or like Gundam Witch from Mercury.
Witch from Mercury,
yeah. And like I remember like going into their messages, like kind of chatted, and I was just like, oh hey, like what'd you think? I like this episode. Like I think like I really like the shot with Ghoul. I think it's like showing like this interesting character dynamic for him. And there just wasn't really much conversation, and I am not owed that conversation, but I did feel a little bit like all I ever see you talk about is how angry you are that children are enjoying the show wrong, which sure, plenty of times they are, but like then fucking talk to me about it.
Yeah, talk about that.
But I think he just wanted to be mad online. I don't think he actually wanted to talk about it. So
that sucks, man. And like, I guess we come from different places, but with the same goal. Because another reason I just remembered another reason I wanted to do this was because like I remember when Tears of the Kingdom came out, and I just felt so alone in how I felt about that game, even though I had constructive criticism about it. No one wanted to hear me out. It was just like, no, we all love this game and you're playing it wrong. And I'm like, no, I want to talk about why it doesn't work sometimes. Like, and I'm not trying to shit and poo-poo the game. Yeah. Although now I'm angry at y'all and I kind of want to. And I feel like that's where that's the unhealthy part. Like you just want to be angry because everyone hates you now. And I don't want that. I don't want to do
your
that.
Bit to be the Tears of the Kingdom hater, but at the same time, even initially, your criticism was just like, it's good, it's not great. I think I burnt myself out on a video game, and I really wish that it wasn't encouraging me to play that way.
It led me closer to playing indie games because I realized that what I'm looking for is not in the major titles anymore. And that's another reason I love this show, because we talk about that. We talk about the games we want to highlight. That is part of what I want the voice of Brainlords to be, an elevation of the things we love. Because that's Kyle, the reason, like I don't get to talk about the things I love because everyone wants to talk about the things I don't like, and it's like, okay, well then I'm lonely now, you know, because I didn't like Tears of the Kingdom, and I don't like most of the big games that come out, and I want to talk about things like Hypnospace Outlaw. No one played it except for you.
I want room. I see.
I do like things. I just want to talk about the things.
Plenty of my favorite
them.
YouTube folks are like, man, I love doing the indie game stuff, but the indie game stuff never does as well as me talking about like Watch Dogs or something.
Yeah.
And it's just, it sucks because it's like I don't want to play or talk about those games because I don't care about them. I don't want to be Aiden or Jaden or Braden or whoever the fuck the Watchdog guy is. It sounds boring as hell. Why should I play another one of those games?
I don't want to shit on games that are popular, but no one listens to me when I talk about the things I like. So everyone thinks I'm a hater. It's actually kind of annoying.
I don't know, but like, you know, I just wanted to, like, we had so much fun being like, whoa, like what is going on in this like 1994 Super Nintendo game? And just a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah.
like we played Despolote and Blippo Plus back to back, and we
Back
had
to back.
no clue what was going to happen at any given second, and that was so cool.
Kyle, no one
I
else will do that with me. That's why I enjoy that. That's why I
I
want to
just
do
I
that.
just
Like,
I just want a game to like fuck me up. I don't know.
yeah, emotionally. And also not emotionally.
Yeah. Just get me something weird, man, because I've seen a lot of games before, so I just want something different, and I don't want it to be
That's all it is.
pretentious either. I just want to
No.
try new things.
Yeah. And I met so many people who share this now because of this show, and I love that.
Yeah,
Sorry, we are kind of going off base here, but
it's fine. It's fine. I guess then, is there any last like summation of like what is your voice on Brain Lords?
no, I think if I were to put it in a very succinct way, just a genuine discussion. Like, we come in and we bring what we believe in. We mean what we say, and we say what we mean. We're not here like, even if we hot take, if we appear like we're hating on something, it all comes from like us. We're not aping someone else's talking point. Like again, Tears of the Kingdom, I played 60 hours of that game. I know what I'm talking about when I say I don't like this game. That's what I mean. Like, and we do that with the games we love to. Like, I play this game. We want to talk about the things we're knowledgeable in.
One of our guests, Bob, he's said something really nice that
Bob
I can't remember. It was like maybe I think it was his partner or something. They were listening to the episode as they were Christmas tree shopping, something along those lines, which A is really nice. B, thank you, Bob's partner
That is nice.
or friend or sister or whoever. And
okay.
I sorry. Important person in Bob's life that agreed to listen to a podcast they were on. And Bob like relayed the comment that they were like, hey, these guys really know what they're talking about. And I was like, yeah, thank you. I try really hard.
Kyle, I remember in the same vein, Margot one time looks at me and she's like, sometimes it is nice to hear you guys talk about like your thing, like things I don't know about, but you guys really seem to like those indie games.
But then I want to like talk about it in a way that pulls people in, that sells them on it.
Yeah,
that, like, you don't have to know a million things about video games in order to enjoy this.
We're not trying to flex. We want, if we talk about a game you've never played, it's because we want you to play it. Like, we want you to come join us in this cool club of ours. Like, we're not and this is another thing I hate about popular people podcasts. I don't want to be like the kid in the corner of the lunchroom and I'm just hearing the popular kids talk over there. Like,
oh God, do not let this ever be a response to that. We should always take it in our own direction.
Yeah, and I want us to follow in the analogy. I want our table in the lunchroom to have empty seats that you can sit down and join us in. Like that's kind of what I want.
I will be honest. There have definitely been episodes that have spawned because I saw a stupid take online, and instead of making a response to it, I went off in a different direction.
That's great.
I saw someone complaining or saying takes I didn't like about video game music. Instead of reacting to that, that's how I came up with the the last 10 years of video games of soundtracks.
Oh, I love that episode too.
Yeah, it's a really good episode. We went through a bunch of them and just were like gushing. We did a bunch of research on it. That was really cool. And it was all because I thought someone's like ability to recall like the last couple of years worth of video game soundtracks was like lackluster in my opinion. I was like, you can come on. Like, we're in a golden age of video game music. So, I came up with something constructive to do. And
that's the right way to do it. That's the right way to do it. Instead of posting a comment, a tweet online that's like, oh, you fucking suck, create something. That's the point. Like, that's how you contribute to the conversation. You create, so you put something out there that is yours. So you did the right thing.
Yeah. Well, I guess this is a good way to segue to our next topic. Jorge, what do you think games analysis should be striving for in 2026?
Oh my God. I have this one in the last point, but I'm going to say it first. Consumerism bad. Let us please let go of the idea that we need to consume everything, and that just because a thing is AAA and is coming out that you have to play it. Just because a thing has a name brand attached to it that you have to that has to become your identity. That's kind of like the one thing I am like, if I am against anything, it is anti-consumerism.
Yeah.
And I have as my other point, like, game analysis should be like an advocate for the player, but remind them of their responsibility. Like, if you like something and no one's playing it, you need to hype it up. You need to be the player, the soldier, the strongest soldier.
Yeah.
And you know, I have more, but I'll let you contribute.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely was very humbled, let's say, when George was on, and George is very anti-hype. I think he's just been so burned by that. And so just...
I mean, I get it.
Basically just people advertising for these fucking video games. And I agree to an extent, but I like talking about the new trailer. You know, I enjoy the water cooler conversation here and again. I like seeing the trailer for the new Kojima game and being like, that looks pretty cool, actually. But I think hearing that sentiment, I was like, yeah, there's more to this art form than what is like currently being advertised to me. It's easy to get caught up in that, but like, you gotta kind of go out of your way.
There's a sweet spot here. I have a lot of respect for George, because I always find his commentary to be incredibly like thought-provoking for me, because it keeps me in check. There are things that like I want to elevate in my own form of conversation when I talk about games. And I like having George on because like he kind of wakes me up a little bit to like certain things, to certain bad habits that I have. And you know, just having such a different perspective is useful to me, because I do get too much of the other thing where it's like blind hype. Let's all like thing and not question why thing bad. You know, we kind of touched on that in the Game Freak episode.
Yeah, exactly.
That kind of conversation to me is valuable, because like we cannot, if we're going to the belabored point of like, are games art, we can never answer this question if we treat games as products, which is what's happening. In a way, I understand where George is coming from. Like, I think he's very much, even more so than I am, against like how commodified games have become and how much of a marketing vehicle they are now.
The thing I have written down here is that games criticism is in dire fucking straits right now.
Oh, tell me more. Yeah, tell me more.
Well, and with like just the massive layoffs, kind of feels like there's IGN and Kotaku's not really a thing anymore. Game Informer's kind of back. Like, there is kind of a swath of independent news outlets. You've got your Aftermaths, and there's a couple more that are doing that same thing. But unfortunately, I think the way that works out is there's only going to be so many independent news outlets you can be subscribed to at once. Like, if another one pops up, realistically, not many, like if you're already subscribed to 2 or 3, that's an even harder sell. So I think there's only so much room for like smaller independent games news outlets. So it's getting harder and harder to write about games, to like the noise on YouTube is getting just more and more. So it's never been harder, but at the same time, I've been seeing some of just the best works of people in the past couple of years. You know, like I mentioned, Aftermath, and like The Verge is always having really cool stuff. 404 media is like always having these like really charged political, interesting things to say. Jason Schreier has been putting out more writings, and his interviews have been really interesting and really thoughtful, and are hitting on some like the one he did with like the Silksong devs was really illuminating. He did one about I don't know if it was with or just about Jonathan Blow, but that is certainly a hot topic right now, is this extremely divisive game developer that, you know, that interview gave some people some room to take the piss out of him a little bit.
Okay, so when you say games analysis, are you talking about like media, press more?
Yeah,
than
being able to write about video games in a way that's journalism, or just writing about like not just the newest like news to consume. It's getting harder and harder. It really feels like there's fewer and fewer outlets, and when they are, it's very pushed on like the guides economy and just pure reviews. Like, one of the things I wrote down was it feels like it's never been more volatile when you have stuff like the Space Marine 2 review come out, and it gave it a 6 out of 10, which is a bit negative, but and people were like lambasting that review and like screeching about how much like they like how could you even do that? Like this game is good. What are you smoking? And I read the review itself, and their sentiment was it's a pretty good game. Then I went back and I played Space Marine 1, and that's like my favorite 7 out of 10, and this was a little worse than that. Ergo, it's a 6 out of 10. And you know what? I think Space Marine 2 is a really like a pretty good video game. But then I stopped playing it and I kind of forgot about it. And if I ever go back to those games, it's definitely going to be on Space Marine 1. It's just a cleaner, more pristine game.
Do you know who wrote this?
I mean, I pulled it up pretty easily, but I think it was PC Gamer's Space Marine review.
So I'm like, I guess I was wondering more if you mean like games analysis in so much as like critique of media or like reviewing in terms of like the artistic sense of it, because that's what I feel is more focused on what we do, the artsy side of gaming, less the press more industry focused side of it, which I have no interest in participating in.
Certainly,
quite frankly.
Yeah, I have it here. It's PC Gamer, Warhammer 40k, Space Marine 2 review, 60 out of 100. After a rip-roaring first impression, the long-awaited sequel quickly runs out of steam. And the review itself is a lot nicer to it than that would lead you to believe, but I think it's going to be more forgettable.
Here's the thing. Like, again, I'm glad we talk about this, because every time someone asks, can games be art? My hot take is that no, because we continue to treat them like products. And people who get mad at a 6 out of 10 for a game that they think should be a 10 out of 10 because they have poor taste in games, like, how are we ever going to have anything other than a product when that is what we're dealing with?
Yeah. Also, people don't know how to read criticism, because
they do not know how to read criticism. If you just completely
disagree with it, then find a different reviewer that rated it more positively and figure out why you are or aren't agreeing with that stuff. Or read the thing and be like, okay, well, that stuff doesn't bother me, and then just play it.
Or be a fucking chat and just play a game. If you like it, you like it. You don't need someone else to validate your stupid little fucking opinions.
On the winning team.
And you don't need to. That's like child stuff. Like, you're being mature. Like, you want mommy and daddy to tell you you're a good boy and you're doing everything right. Like, stop. Yeah. Just enjoy and play the games you like. Jesus. Yeah. I hate that shit.
Like, it doesn't mean that like you're 60% of a cool person now. It means that like there's a higher likelihood that you might not like this game. So you should maybe wait on a sale unless you feel pretty sure about it.
No, and this is why we can't have like publications that speak, you know, have a little more nuance to their reviews. That you can't have that, because people are going to interpret it as like, oh, so you hate the game. So you hate the game I like, therefore you hate me, therefore I'm angry now. And it's like, fuck, man. The thing with consumerism is that people tie their identity to these things like products, what are essentially products. And if you say anything bad about them, it's like they take it personally, because they become the product of like our capitalistic system, where we're all like being sold and harvested for production. Like, here, we made something for you. Buy it. Like, fuck.
I do not want my personality to be solely based on the things that I consume. And so, you know,
no, you
having this podcast about art, as lofty and pretentious as it can sound, like, it's just because I want to talk about things in a way that I like, and not based on like justifying my purchase for them.
Damn, dude.
Even though it's fun to be like, I'm gonna wait till Silent Hill F is like $30.
Yeah, and that's perfectly fine. And like, maybe it's because I play games that people hate, and I'm used to people shitting on the things I like. Grow the fuck up. You'll be fine. The things you like don't stop being good because someone else said they're bad. Grow the fuck up. Mm-hmm. We cannot have elevated game analysis because of this. So I'm sorry for the cynical take.
That's okay.
One of the points I wrote down here is like, games analysis should respect the reader and listener's intelligence. Like, they should treat you like an adult. And now I'm starting to question what I said here.
I guess on a more positive note, I will at least say that it's never been easier to just pull up a random fucking video on YouTube and get some good shit that'll have like, you know, 50k views, 10k views, 500 views. I've found like so many good videos that were just like some rando that just had a cool thing to say about a thing I happened to be looking up, or just thought, that looks pretty cool.
You'll find someone who agrees with
Yeah.
you if that's what you're looking for.
So I think there has been more beauty and introspection. You just kind of have to stumble upon it or know where to look, and that's cool.
Yeah.
Even if there's just so much bullshit right now.
I do think partly I feel like the games press as an industry also I wish would take a more or rather like a less snarky approach to things, and that's gotten better over the years, so I'll admit to that 100%. But nothing turns me off to a game critique, a game review, a video or a publication that starts off with like some fucking snark, like just trying to be like fucking games, am I right? I'm like, okay, come on, like, are we
Video games have come a long way since Pac-Man.
And it's like I can't make a connection with you now because I would never talk to you at a party. You're the obnoxious person in the corner that's speaking loud enough for everyone to hear because you think you're cooler than you are. Shit, I'm full of ticks today. Fuck. Sorry. I prefer very straightforward. This is why I like Andrew Blewett's work, guest of the show, friend of the show. He's a person who always approaches his topics with sincerity, with like, no, I'm going to tell you why I like Final Fantasy 2, even though no one likes Final Fantasy 2. And I'm like, yes, I'm here for that. Like, and without shitting on the people who hate it.
Yeah.
In fact, being sympathetic toward them. Like, yeah, I understand why people didn't really like the pacing. Yeah. Of course it's bad.
Is it
but,
the
like,
best one? Fuck no. But like,
no,
you should be
not.
able to talk about what's cool about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's all I'm asking from like games analysis is that even if something, like on a positive note, even when something is bad, the job is to look for like examining everything on like a scale, on your personal scale of like, what do I like about this? What can I say about this that is good? And there's always going to be something.
Well, Jorge, why don't we wrap up our thoughts with a final statement? And to you, what is the Brain Lord's? Yeah, the last thing you ever say.
Oh shit!
To you, now that we've been doing this for a year, what is your Brain Lord's mission statement?
Ooh, I wrote it down. It's very up my own ass about it, but I like it, so I'm gonna read it. I'm actually really. I'm not even gonna like ad-lib it. I think it's good.
All right.
To have a healthy outlet for what inspires us, and leave the chip off our shoulder. I used it twice because I liked it so much.
That's fine.
To engage with games sincerely, and to open the floor for a game discussion that does not treat games like content. To go beyond asking the questions if games are art. We want to enjoy games as we did when we first fell in love with them.
I'll just read exactly what I wrote.
Nice.
I want to put out things that I am proud of. If it dates itself, I want it to be because I'm wiser and better now, not because I was worse before. Because that is something I do worry about with like putting takes out online, is how cringe am I going to feel about this in even 1-2 years time. But moving on, Brainlord strives to be a reward for the curious, to encourage more thoughtfulness, and to take discussion in a more offline space. When I say context beats content, I mean it. And that is the thing I want to push the most sincerely, is at the end of the episode when I say context beats content, and I don't think I've ever messed that up, which I'm happy about. I fucking hate the word content. I hate it so much. It's so pointless. I hate feeling like the artistry that like you're an entertainer, a streamer, like a comedian, a writer, a video editor, like all of these things you could be, and yet it's just like you are describing yourself in the same way you would talk about the stuff that's in the inside of a burrito. When you're just describing something clinically, like any use beyond that for the word content drives me off the fucking wall. So,
well, what did you think of my mission statement?
Yeah, because like there's that like jokey thing I have on like the description of the podcast where like we ask the ultimate question: are games art? Parentheses, yeah, because we all know that games are art. So let's move on from that conversation,
saying, right?
So yeah, let's.
In fact, they're in danger of not being art. They're in danger of not being art. That's actually the top discussion we should be having. But yeah.
No,
I like it. Thank you, and I appreciate your thoughts too.
And I agree. Like, I think that the chip on the shoulder thing is important to mention twice, because like you do a good job of reining me in when like I'll say something that's a little bit too like, where's the source in that? Be careful about like putting that out there, you know. try to be professional in a way that like don't put your foot in your mouth. And it can be hard when you're just trying to get the words out there and just cleanly express yourself. You're going to get a couple of facts flubbed or things like that, and just knowing how to catch yourself or to just talk in a way that reduces that likelihood is important. So
I always do that to myself. It's more of a mantra for myself. Like, don't ever approach something just with anger and spite and snark. Like, take the chip off your shoulder. We're gamers. We are not being oppressed. Like, calm the fuck down. So yeah, and it's something that you have reminded me of constantly as well. I guess I appreciate you hearing that, like, that I keep you in check, because I actually thought the opposite. I think you keep me in check. So that's been a very an experience of growth. Was to realize, oh, I do kind of just want to vent about shit with no point, and that's just not entertaining. Like, people don't
sometimes
actually
you
like
love
that.
being God's greatest hater.
Yeah, and I don't get me wrong, I fucking love being a hater. I really do. But you can't just be a hater. You have to be something else. Being a hater has to come like secondary to what you actually are. Otherwise, you're just a hater, and no one wants to hear what you have to say.
Yeah. It only works when you've got like that like laser focused precision push at the right exact pressure point.
You got to have some skin on the game.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah. Well, I guess then. Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I guess then, what are you wanting out of like this next year of Brain Lords?
Well, there's something I forgot to mention, but I'll mention it now.
Go for it.
I found this year to be very fulfilling in terms of like being a creator, working on Brain Lords, because for the first time ever, I've had to closely work with someone on a project that isn't for work. And honestly, I've learned how to, like, as someone who has been their own boss for the better part of my entire career, having to work with someone and learning to trust someone else as a creative has been a challenge for me. I'm gonna admit it. I'm like a loner when it comes to creativity. I usually trust myself a little too much, and this year has been like a learning experience of like, no, if you work with someone, you should learn to trust them. You should learn to be like, let go of that perfection you have in your mind, and like understand that what comes out is a product of two people, not just one, or three when we have a guest. So that's something that I want to carry with me this coming year, is to, now that I've overcome that, to see what can come out of it. Like, now that I know how to work with someone, then, you know. And, you know, to your credit, Kyle, you're the only person who's ever collaborated with me this long for anything, because I'm usually the one that's hustle brain and wants to keep going, and people give up. Everyone I've tried to collaborate with has given up on me. I don't know what it is about me, but like, you've pushed on for a whole year, and I'm really grateful for that. I thank you so much. Here's to another year. I'm actually having a little glass of rum. Here's to another year. Cheers. Of Brain.
I have the last pulpy bit of this orange juice.
Well, it's not water, so you can cheer.
Yeah. I had a gin and tonic last night. I didn't feel like having one tonight.
Okay, well, I drank every day this weekend.
Listen, it's cold out. I get you. No, it's only because I don't know how shitty it's going to be tomorrow, and I'm like, I don't want to have a headache.
Yeah, no, you don't want to risk it.
No, and likewise, I do, like, there are plenty of times where it's like, you'll give me some, like, very valid criticism, and I have to just be like, fine, I know where he's coming from, and, you know, because we just want to make the best thing we can, and it's not out of any, like, malice, or even just outside of that, you'll be like, Kyle, maybe you want to be pretty careful about, like, what you're saying about this, you know, make sure you really do your fucking homework about Mexican culture or something like that if you're going to talk about it.
Thank you for hearing me out.
So
yeah, no, I appreciate that, and I want to let you know that, like, anytime my quid pro quo with literally everyone I know is that if I criticize you in any way, you are free to argue on why I am wrong. Like, I will hear you out. We can have a back and forth. I am very much a proponent of, like, yes, it's uncomfortable to have a conflicting situation and discussion, but as long as we reach an understanding, that is the point of having an argument. So at any time, I am open to hearing you out. So
like I get to look forward to this every week. It gives me something fun to think
I
about.
know.
It gives me
too.
something that's like not related to the hustle, and I desperately need that in this day and age. So really, truly, I thank you, Jorge, for this has been
You're
a
welcome,
very
buddy.
positive thing
You're
for
welcome.
me in this past
I'm-
year, because it sucked. Like things are shitty right now. It's very difficult to
They
get
are,
through
yeah.
any given day with the news being worse and worse. And so having something constructive like this, where we can also be like, you know, write to your senators and say fuck ICE and things like that, because we live on this planet and we can't help but think about that stuff. So just thank you for being on this journey with me and making something
Yeah.
that is like actually meaningful, and also that it just is a hobby and casual and fun.
Yes,
Like,
and I thank you for bringing in so many people to this, like you did. I have to give it to Kyle. Every guest has been like an effort of Kyle to bring people in, and we've made friends because of that. And
yeah, we've made a lot of genuine.
something
We send a
extremely
lot of little
grateful.
messages and stuff to like the only guest I think we haven't mentioned so far is Jess. Anytime I see something stupid that's related to like Tenna from Deltarune, I'm like, Jess, you got to see this.
Yeah, we still
So
keep in touch, and
yeah,
I appreciate you. Yes, well, I'm sorry, I meant to acknowledge what you said. You're welcome, and yes, I I too am grateful for what we have here. This is Brain Lords went further along than again, I've never worked with anyone this long, because everyone just loses interest. They realize I'm not popular enough and they leave me. Damn, that sounded, oh my god, that sounded sad. Well, we need to contrast the sappy anyway. We're about to
yeah,
make out here and y'all were feeling uncomfortable. So like I apologize for that. But no, I again, thank you so much for going as far as we did. My goal is still 50 episodes. That's when I can say, holy shit, we did it.
yeah.
But a year is pretty good. A year is a pretty good like first
I mean, you know, 2
achievement.
years is basically hitting that. So for 50, so
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. Like about in 2 years it'll be about over 50, just over.
yeah, I will say I am proud that we like also have basically always hit the deadline more or less. You know, it's good enough for me.
Yeah, that's another thing I've had to learn. Like sometimes even if it's not as perfect, like being timely does matter, because it gets
Yeah,
out the door
consistent.
and then you can focus on the next thing.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
because
bad
again,
about that in my
like we're not. It's
personal
not our fucking
work, so
job.
I guess not. But yeah, no,
Mhm.
thank you for the sweet words, man. Like I really
Mhm.
appreciate that.
Yeah, to
That's
quote
very nice
the
of you.
writer of Spooky Scary Skeletons, "Thank you for being a friend."
That was the same guy?
Yeah, he wrote both the Golden Girls theme and Spooky Scary Skeletons.
Wow. Okay, I did not
Mhm.
know that.
Oh yeah,
That's insane.
I think his name's like
Wow.
is it Andrew Golden? I think. I gotta look this up. I gotta. Anyways, I'll
Hey Kyle,
put a like
I have a special. Well, no, finish what you're gonna say.
Andrew Gold. I was right.
Andrew Gold.
Andrew Gold wrote both the Golden Girls theme and Spooky Scary Skeletons.
But you know what Andrew Gold didn't write?
What?
The Question Zone.
Ah, you got me on it.
You gotta say it.
Welcome to the Question Zone. Get ready.
Yeah.
Well, now I've got to read the copy on it. Hold on.
You gotta read it. Oh, I got to do it. Yes. Yeah, I got it.
Got me. Now now it's time for us to wrap things up with our that's the closing thoughts. We've entered the Question Zone. We've solicited a number of questions. You can contact us at brainlordspod@gmail.com. Our first and only inquiry is from True Inky, who says,
True Inky. Oh,
"Dear
it's a
Brain
name
Lords,
I've not heard in a long time.
in your episode, What Even is an Indie Game Anyways, you highlight the indie title Big Butt Bobby, which sparks some important questions in my mind. Who is the best big booty in video games? Whose butt
my
is the
God.
greatest missed opportunity? And are there any video game character designers who you admire for their dashing derriere designs?"
Wow.
Okay, it didn't say best big booty; it just said best booty. So if because that might tailor your answer a little bit more. So let's go down the list. Best
I can't
booty in
believe we're
video
shouting
games.
out Big Butt Bobby for a second time in the show.
Mhm. Okay, I kind of hoped that we weren't too mean to that game. All I will say is this: I feel like if you're gonna call your game Big Butt Bobby, the butt needs to be like used as a verb more
Yeah.
in your video game.
You
If
need
I'm
to
playing
have
Booger
butt.
Man, I need boogers to be a part of the video game.
Yeah, he flicks
playing-
boogers. That's
He
part
flicks
of the point.
boogers. And if I'm gonna play Big Butt Bobby, I need to bounce on the butt more.
Wait, so does he like butt stomp at all?
I don't think he does.
Big Bud Bobby.
I'll look it up again. I'm gonna watch the trailer again just to be
Yes
extra
or no?
sure.
Honestly, look, I don't think we're being mean. We're shouting out the game. I don't know who else is doing that in this planet.
Okay, so
Shit,
Jorge,
I might even start playing it. Yeah.
who's got the best butt in video games?
That is a really good question. But I will answer this based on like the fact that I had to take photos of it. My vote goes for Lady Dimitrescu. I'm sorry.
Listen,
every
I
time
have
she
I've
chased
made
me
the Crystal
around.
Dimitrescu.
Oh, you did, yeah. So you know what
Yeah,
that's
and
like.
so
you know what that looks like.
She's got a butt.
I was when I first saw the trailer, the one where she like lifts her makeup table and like throws it across the room, and there's just a shot of her ass like covering the entire screen. My eyes went wide. I gasped for air. I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe it! She actually has a giant ass." And when she first started chasing me, I will 100% admit to this. When she first started chasing me in Resident Evil 8, I just paused and tried to get like some good photos. And man, do I got some good photos. Unfortunately, Microsoft fucking sucks and they deleted my photos. I hope I have them saved somewhere. But damn, I was like, oh, she do got it. She do. I thank you, Capcom. She is beautiful. She's everything. And then I died because she, clawed my face off.
Mm-hmm. I'll give a shout out to Bayonetta. But it's a good butt. She also uses it in a camp fashion, which I think is
that's
great.
always good.
Yeah. She's using it in a way that's like, ooh, I'm sexy, but it's taunting, and that's fun.
I love that. We need more of that.
Mm-hmm. It's got the spandex in it, and I think it's a flattering buttock.
But it ain't flat.
No, but it ain't flat. Because I feel like it's easy to dunk on Stellar Blade, but like the butt is not the butt is prominently used in the game of Bayonetta. The butt serves a purpose. The butt is part of her personality. But she does stupid poses with the butt. It's funny. The butt just exists
charming
to be a butt in Stellar Blade. It's not about her exploring sexuality. Even to be,
it doesn't contribute to her character.
You look at that butt and you kind of feel a little bit weird about it when the game comments on that. Like it's meant to be a little titillating to like 9S. Like there's something. Yeah, it's still sex appeal, but there's something they're doing with that butt. So 2B's butt actually serves a purpose to the part of the game. Stellar Blade's butt
that's all I'm asking
does not exist for anything.
Yeah, like that's one of the issues I had with Stellar Blade being like eye candy. Because let us be clear, we don't have a problem with eye candy. We don't have a problem with like sexy women in games. We want more of that.
Yeah,
that's good.
It's an extremely prude game though. Like it does not have anything.
That's
to
the
say.
thing. There's like if you just have it there for eye candy, then I start asking questions like, what do you actually think of women? Like, are they just like, is this just a doll for us? Like, am I just playing Dollhouse for boys when I play Stellar Blade? Because that's not what I'm here for. I don't want to play that.
Also, I will at least back up my claim. In the trailer of Big Butt Bobby, I do not see him. He bounces his butt on enemies who have been fallen to taunt them, but there is no movement. There is no movement based on the butt.
Yo.
He does not do anything related to motion or movement or the action of the game experience.
That's
based on his butt. And I gotta say, I think games need to bring back the butt stomp. I think the ground pound, the ass blast, as it's been try to workshop that one a little bit, but butt stomping. We need more butt based movement.
Do you ass blast with
games.
that butt, girl?
Yoshi's got a good butt stomp when he goes like bring pa.
Bring pa, yeah.
Or like in the Mario World 2 when it's like
right.
That's a sound of a butt like flipping and slamming, and it's
good.
It's a good sound.
Yes, I don't want to talk about Yoshi's butt right now.
That's fine. Here, I'll move on to your dismay. But my wife, when I brought up this question to her earlier, she pointed out that clearly the juiciest ass in years has been Nate from Baby Steps.
Oh no!
It's so big that it gets in your way and you can't see the rest of that game.
It's one of the reasons I won't play that game. It's sweaty. Why is it
is
sweaty?
And then it gets covered in mud.
No, some people think it's funny, but I just get so grossed out. I don't like gross out humor. Listen, Big Butt Bobby developer, if you're listening to this, we have to get the butt stomp at least minimum.
Like maybe you can have something where you like taunt
in.
your butt. Here's another good butt in video games: the ape escape butts. Because those monkeys, they slap them and they
they
taunt
go
you with
no,
them.
neener. Yeah, they like
that's
make fun
funny.
of you. It's cute. Yeah, it's cute and it's funny. And Big Butt Bobby, listen, that game is still early access. It's not too late. If the developer's listening to us, please implement more butt mechanics. Make it central. It's not just a funny joke. It has to be the gameplay.
The other parts of the
Think
question, whose butt was the greatest missed opportunity? I think we have that now with Big Butt Bobby. And are there any video game character designers who you admire for their dashing derriere designs?
I mean, 2B for sure.
Yeah.
I'll admit it. I made her do like the runway walk just to get a nice shot and be like, damn, like they thought about the volume here. They wanted it to look like that. That was the first time I was like, shit, Japan likes butts.
It is funny when you can see like, oh, this artist clearly prefers butts.
Yeah, and bless them for that. Oh man, missed opportunity. It really is Big Butt Bobby.
Missed opportunity is it's definitely for the best that they did, but I did think it was funny that like Tracer, when Overwatch came out, like they toned her butt down just a little bit.
Why? No. Oh, fucking lame. So lame. No, you know who is one of my disappointments in butts? This is gonna be kind of left field, but Ryu Hayabusa in the first Ninja Gaiden, dude has no ass.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like,
let's
no, I'm sorry.
Opportunity here.
This motherfucker has the most toned thighs and calves and no butt because no homo. Fuck off. No, this man needs a sculpted Greco-Roman ass. Like, come on. What the fuck are you doing?
Especially because game
Metal Gear did it.
Yeah. Who's the blonde girl in the original Ninja Gaiden? The one with the big axe.
The Xbox one? Oh my god, I forgot her name. Yeah, the Fiend Hunter. I know who you're talking about. She's like half naked the whole time.
Yeah, she's got a good butt.
She got a good butt. She got good tits. And I'm like, okay, this game needs everyone who is like strong to have good butt because that is a symbol of strength.
Rachel is her name.
Yeah. Oh, she's great. I do love her. She's so fucking over the top that I'm like, I cannot help but love it.
Maybe Sophia's been looking for like a good sexy costume. Maybe I should suggest.
Oh, dude.
Because that axe rules.
She's a good one. It does. It's fucking dope.
Yeah.
And she's like killing demons, like literal fucking demons, and it's awesome.
Also, like, yeah, her outfit is like definitely it is a bit of a silly gimp suit, and certainly that is of the era where like the jiggle physics were like, all right, guys, let's calm down. But at least it is tonally consistent with like you're right. I think Ryu should have had like a more toned butt in his in his
that's
armor.
All I'm asking for.
But at the very least, like all of his muscles are like bulging on this very close, like athletic armor.
He is like sculpted in every way, shape, and form except for his butt. It's just weird. But it looks weird.
It's not in the gross muscle builder way. It's like there's like some leanness there. That's like, okay, this is kind of.
It's a design choice. He has the trapezoid shape. Like that is a masculine shape.
It's when like Frank Frazetta does a design where like
there you go.
The guys are getting some degree of like equal treatment here. Some degree. Like let's be real, but.
Frazetta
at the very least,
was drawing man bubble butts 100%.
Yeah. Okay. Missed opportunity was Dragon's Crown.
Oh yeah. Wait, who specifically in Dragon's Crown?
Like the dude should have been the little like I know what they were going for with like the overly jacked like dwarf guy, but they should have they should have like toned that down and made it a little bit more like sexy in the same way that the other characters were sexy.
I feel like the whenever they did try to make the dudes like hot, quote unquote, it was just kind of like a weird, extremely
it was disproportionate in a way that was not meant to be sexy, and I think
but they thought it was. That's the problem. They thought it was because Like I remember the one warrior guy. You know, some of the characters get like a full splash screen with like beautiful art. The barbarian guy, I'm like, I feel like they think this is hot to someone, but it's not.
Yeah, if they did that, they should have made him more of like a monster or something. So there's at least a bit of like.
If it was like a minotaur, I would have accepted that physique. Yeah, but if it's a like,
yeah.
But I understand. The thing is that like I do understand George Kamitani's style does lean like that mosaic style of like overly detail, like Catholic church painting. Like there is an intent to it, but because he gets horned up in some situations but not others, that's I think that's actually what people tend to hyper focus on. In my opinion, a little too much. I think people overblew the sexiness of Dragon's Crown as being like a controversial thing when it really shouldn't have been.
Yeah, I think it was Frank Frazetta. They just slightly missed the mark.
They missed the mark. Yeah. They tried, but they missed it.
I think if they just like changed the barbarian a little bit, and then like the sorcerer, I think should have just been a little either more of a twink, or had like, you know, a low cut shirt or something like that, like a little bit more like thoughty. I think it would have been fine.
A little more thoughty, because like we needed the cast to balance the Amazon and the sorceress, because that tag team was insane. Those two were showing up, titted up, ass in the air, and I'm like, well, you two are the only ones anyone are ever going to talk about.
Yeah, it should have been equally funny to be sorcerer and Amazon as it was to be the warrior and the wizard.
I'll tell you a funny story. Someone on Tumblr tried to make the point that like the warrior should just have like a like a bulge, like a defined bulge to be equally as horny, and then being like, you see, would you hate this if you saw it in a video game? And I'm like, no, I would fucking love it. You're speaking to the wrong person. I want that, actually. Oh my god.
Any more comments on butts?
Yeah.
Any video game character designer
dirty like that?
Their dashing derriere designs.
No, man, you played Metaphor, right? Why did they do Hulkenberg dirty? Why doesn't she have a butt? She got no butt. She got the Atlas butt.
Oh yeah,
no one in Atlas has a butt, dude. I'm sorry.
Damn. Yeah, especially with those pants, and the high waisted, like the trim to the leg.
She needed something.
Oh my god, she's got a Hank Hill butt.
Oh no. There's nothing there. I feel like the some of the demons in Shin Megami Tensei have butt, but and I mean that's cool because I love me some good sexy demons, but yeah, like Atlas Games, they kind of let me down with that. So there's your missed opportunity.
Yeah. All right. I think we've covered from cheek to cheek everything we can.
No, one more.
Okay.
Anarchy Reigns. Play that game. Full of good butts. Okay, and
that's got Bayonetta in it, doesn't it?
Yeah. So you know it's good.
Dang. Yeah. The first thing I clicked on.
Yeah, Matilda, the redhead girl. She's so hot. I love her.
There's like an Emma Frost looking lady. Actually, there's quite a few ladies.
Yeah,
in here.
she's like the ESP. Like she's cool too.
Okay, I'll check it out.
That game rules, bro. Have you ever played it?
I've listened to the soundtrack a lot. I know it's like just a fun beat 'em up. So
it has campaign mode, so you can still play it even though the online is dead. But man, it's such a god. You want to talk about missed opportunities? That was a beautiful multiplayer game. Anyway, sorry.
Nice. Well, this has been Brain Lords, the number one podcast for discussing video game asses.
No, we're like the number 20th. We're trying to go for one, but you know.
Yeah. You can find us on social media at BrainLordsPod, and if you've made it this far, please help us grow. 5-star ratings, word of mouth, whatever, any comment will make my day. So Thank you for that. You can find me on social media as Cute Monster Props. Oh shit, we forgot our recommendations.
Oh, you actually remembered. Yes. We can do it quick.
Okay.
We can do it quick.
I mean, I'll just cut that out. Jorge, before we end.
No, I like it. Leave it.
We're so professional. I'd like to end with a trip to the rec room where we recommend something inside and outside the world of gaming. I'm going to speed run mine because I don't have a video game.
Okay, I did mine.
I just backwards long jumped into mine. I haven't really been playing too many video games since our last recording session because honestly, I think it's just fair to say, like, Brainlord, play Brainlord. It's really cool. We talked about why.
Oh, yeah, I got
It's
something to
not
say after that. Yeah.
it's not hard to find the ROM for the game if you really want to buy the game.
What?
Like new, it's not the most expensive even for a lesser played game.
I think it's still like in the 30s. Yeah.
If you do it out of box, it's not the craziest thing. And you could probably talk someone down because they're like, no one's gonna, no one but us. And I already bought you a copy, so.
You know what? You want to know something funny?
What?
I already had Brain Lords.
What?
So now I have 2 copies.
Oh, hell yeah. Yours had I gave you one with the box, right?
No, yours was.
Oh, you didn't?
loose,
Okay.
yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so yeah, play Brainlord. And my non-video gaming recommendation is I've got a lot of fun out of Haha You Clowns. Have you heard of this one,
What is
Jorge?
that? No.
It is a recent Adult Swim show. It is by I gotta look it up. Joe Kappa does a lot of really funny animations on YouTube. He always draws like all of his characters like these like JoJo like part 1 would blush at how bulky he draws all of his characters.
Okay.
Men, women, it doesn't matter. And Haha You Clowns is sort of a pastiche of like Tool Time. It's the classic like dad and his son's sitcom. I would say the pitch for this one is it's despite it being an Adult Swim show, it's a very, very wholesome show. It's so much more about like naturalistic dialogue, the characters getting along, the stakes are all extremely low. It like one of the most like conflict episodes is where a character just like leaves his jacket in a restaurant and he can't find it.
Okay.
Also, all of the boys they all talk like Homestar Runner, and it's so fucking funny to mimic.
Yeah.
But it's just a lovely little show, and also there's like a tinge of darkness to it, as like the family has had a recent passing with the mother, and everyone's kind of doing a bad job at like moving on, but like it's not about like the darkness of it, but it's something where it's definitely affecting like how the characters feel. There's like some lore bits to it, so if you want a show that's got a surprising amount of depth for like genuinely one of the like stupider things you can watch, I think especially now if you need a reprieve, oh my god, put on Haha You Clowns. It's so funny.
All right.
But
so
Jorge, do you have any?
just Brainlord?
Just Brainlord, honestly.
Okay, that's good. Hey, stay tuned. We might have a surprise for you.
Yeah.
A Brainlord Let's Play by us truly. Sorry, yours truly. I said that wrong. But yeah, my game recommendation is a game called Crosscode. It's actually an older game, but I just played it recently. It is on Steam. I don't know if it's on sale. It goes on sale a lot. Rarely do I play a game and it starts and I'm just like in love with it. Like this game respects my intelligence as a player. It doesn't throw crappy flavor text dialogue in my face to try to make me laugh. It is actually world building while you're playing it. It is like it's full of just such intelligent design choices that I'm like, oh my god, I loved it. Like I want more games like this. Like the tutorial
isn't it like a sort of like a single player like MMO type of world? Yeah,
but it reminds me a lot of the sort of Mana games, like in terms of style and combat. But it's a little more fluid. It's a lot more fluid actually. Something I loved about the game is that the intro just lets you do like experiment with the controls. They don't tell you press X to jump and then stop the game fully until you fucking press X. They don't do that. They just let you like experiment. And in one of the tutorials, one of the characters even comments like, "Oh, you picked that up quick," just because like you didn't need the button prompts to explain what's going on. It's you push a button and it does a thing. That's the explanation. That's the tutorial. And I was like, shit, this is good. And now I'm like really excited to keep playing it because from the get-go, it gave me like a lot of things to look forward to, just because like I'm not used to games respecting me like this.
Yeah, I want more games. And ultimately,
to do that.
the game I always have in my wish list. It's like I should really get around to this one, and I never play it, but it always looks cool.
Yeah, it just like I'm looking forward to playing more of it. I had just barely started it, but I immediately loved it. I'm like, I'm gonna talk about this just because
Mm-hmm.
God, I wish more designers would take note. I hate how many games now are just like treating you like an idiot, especially when you first start the game, and they don't have an intelligent way of incorporating the learning process into the gameplay. And I saw Crosscode do this, and it was like someone gave me water and I was in the desert. But yeah,
Nice.
loved
I'm
it
glad.
for that. So I'm gonna keep playing it. And then for non-game recommendation, this is an old movie and it has nothing to do with what we're talking about. But like, I recently watched Tombstone for the first time in my life. It is from 96,
93.
if I'm remembering correctly.
The
93,
Western?
Yeah. It
Yeah,
was like a
93.
return to Western with an all-star cast. Like it's just cameo after cameo after cameo. It's kind of impressive.
Damn, mustaches in this movie. Holy cow.
Oh God, dude, that it is mustache the movie. Like, and everyone has a different style. It's amazing. It's like you see someone with a weaker mustache, you know that motherfucker's gonna die. So yeah, it's Russell Crowe, Kurt Russell. Sorry, Russell Crowe is not in this movie. Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer, Bill Paxton, and Sam Elliott are like the main 4 characters. And yeah, it's a good time. It's like it is it is a product of its time. It's a Hollywood fucking movie. But man, I enjoyed it just because of how ridiculous it was. It felt like I was watching a cartoon that was taking itself seriously. But it was just entertaining. So I recommend it if you've never seen it. It's a gem of the 90s. It was pretty big at the time, but like as time went on, it kind of has become a product of its time. And it also did, I said time like 4 times. And it also was like a revival of the Western genre at the time, which was a dead fucking, like no one wanted to watch Westerns.
I do at least like that, like every couple of years we get something that's like that, or like True Grit is like pretty, I mean, it's a remake, but like that's pretty good.
Django. The Jeff Bridges True Grit?
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one?
And then
that
it's
pretty
not
good.
like,
yeah.
And then like No Country for Old Men is like a modern Western. Like every
God,
once in
I
a
love
while we
that
get
one,
like
yeah.
a Western movie, and like it's a good ass genre when like if you,
When it's
because
done
the only
right.
Westerns that get made are the ones that like really, really want to get made. So
Yeah, so Tombstone was for the 90s, like hey, let's have a Western as a treat. You know, it's still gonna have its problematic shit because it is like rooted in like that time of history, but it at least knows what to do with that. So I recommend it if you've never seen it. It's such a weird movie now, but if you've never seen it, it's really entertaining.
I'll have to check it out then.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good to have a dad ass movie.
It is a dad ass movie, but it's a really good dad ass movie.
Yeah. See that you double feature with that and like Master and Commander.
I've never seen Master and Commander.
If you want like the biggest slow burn,
That's Russell
like
Crowe.
military movie, like oh my god, yeah, watch Master and Commander. It's just
I've never seen that actually.
it is a movie where you're on like the edge of your seat the whole time, even though they're just like going off to an archipelago to talk about like birds for like half an hour. But you're like, no, that boat, that boat's gonna get them. It's sooner or later that boat's gonna show up and it's gonna fucking get their ass.
I do like that kind of movie.
It's a good ass movie. But yes, no, going back to what I was saying beforehand, this has been Brain Lords, the podcast that is pro dad movies. Again, you can find us on social media at Brain Lords Pod. Again, share it with your friends, post it around, click like on a couple of videos, all that, all that BS. Like, thanks. You don't have to do it, man. I appreciate when you do. And honestly, like genuinely, it'll make my fucking week to hear someone just say a nice email to me. So we see that stuff and we appreciate it. So thanks for sticking with us. If this is your first episode, that's cool. That's a bit weird. Thanks. This is a really self-indulgent one. We've got some really cool topics.
You're never going to listen to any more episodes after this.
Yeah. We've got some really cool topics like coming up. I'm genuinely excited for like our next couple ones. So stick with us. We got season 2 is going to be pretty sweet, guys. Guys, gals, non-binary pals. Well, you can find me on social media at Cute Monster Props or on my website, cutemonsterprops.com. Jorge, where can they find you?
You can find me right here, thanking all of you for sticking with us for a whole year, especially those that have been with us. Oh my God, Kyle, it's over. We're fucked. Especially those that have been with us since day one. Personally, thank you. If you are listening to this and you are a long time
I know
listener,
a couple of you. I see you liking it.
You
And I
are our favorite, and
recognize-
you will remain our favorite. Even
Yeah.
100 episodes from now, we will always remember you. God damn it, you are the real ones. If we ever become famous, you are the real ones. You can't brag about it.
There's
You have
one.
our
There's one
permission.
especially. I gotta shout out. They
Please do.
They like almost all of our stuff, and they've been with us for like the beginning. Where is it? I know.
But yeah,
There we go.
while you look that up, oh wait, did you find him?
Ice Cream V. Thank you.
Thank you, Ice Cream V, for being the #1 fan.
Yeah.
Truly,
All of
truly
y'all.
a
All of
brain lord.
y'all's.
Hang on. You can't see me, but I am knighting you. You are a brain lord.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can find me there, and also J-Man Velas at all the terrible social media platforms, and under JMV and Fangamer Collections. Please, I think more importantly than looking me up is to support our YouTube channel, because it is cool and it's growing.
Yeah,
And I really like when people leave comments there.
cool bonus Let's Play on there pretty soon.
Even if people leave silly comments that we don't agree with, we still appreciate all the engagement. So I really enjoy that. And you're free to say whatever you want. We are in a space right now where we can take critique, and we love it. We want to hear.
Not free to say whatever you want, but most bullshit is highly tolerated.
Well, things that won't get you banned from YouTube, you can't say. But
I don't mind your antics. I will say that.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, you can shenanigan, but you can't be a hateful
Don't
person.
be a
anyway.
Yeah, well, questions, comments, and inquiries can go to brainlordspod@gmail.com, and you can find us on YouTube and all other places where podcasts are born. We have been your brain lords for this evening, reminding you that context beats content every single time.
And that Lady Dimitrescu has the best ass in
That's the best butt. Send in more questions about butts. Let us get rowdy about being all Tex Avery on stupid animated titties.
Why not? Why the fuck not?
Life is too short, all right? Let's talk more about video game
life is too short to be a fucking weirdo, like, oh no, tits bad. Oh, this game has too many tricks.
That's our game's not art unless they have more asses in them.
The body is a work of art anyway.
It's true.
What the fuck? Let's get out of here, Kyle.
Let's get out of here. Goodbye.
Bye.
As one generation passes its nostalgia on to the next, the N64 is nearly 30 years old. What a better way to celebrate than its top games? All the Nintendo published ones and maybe a few Rareware games. So the list is getting a little stale. Special guest Paper Dawn helps us make a new best of with some interesting restrictions in the best N64 games. Hard mode. Wait, I can still talk about Paper Mario, right? Right?
Ronaldinho success!